After making my how to bunny hop tutorial, I thought I'd make a separate video on how to manual. In this video I will dive into the proper technique to manual, when to use it, how to hold it, and common problems most people face while trying to learn. However, if you watch my how to bunny hop tutorial, this video will be quite repetitive. I will cover more stuff and dive deeper into manuals, but if you're here without a lot of time, I'll help save you some time. To manual, you're going to need a bit of speed, so if you can, practice on a gradual downhill slope. I'll highlight the word gradual, as for a beginner it may be nearly impossible to lift your front wheel on a steep slope. Next, you'd want to drop your seat. This allows you to have a complete range of motion over your bike, not making you feel limited in any way. Before we dive into the proper technique, I'm going to emphasize the most common problem which destroys most people's ability to manual: pulling with your arms. If you watch these two examples, you realize that when I pull on my arms, all my body weight gets thrown forward. However, when I use the proper technique, my weight is shifted towards the back. Having my weight back at this point is the key to bunny hops, holding manuals, and plowing through rough terrain. Hence why every YouTube video on this subject emphasizes this so much, as in a technical situation, it's actually dangerous to pull on the bars. To manual properly, you're going to need to shift your weight back over the back wheel. There's a trick to this that catches a lot of people out. If you just shift your weight back, you'll notice my front wheel not leaving the ground. However, when I do something called preloading, you'll notice that the front wheel shoots up into the air. To preload, you need to force weight down before you slide back. This compresses the suspension. Now, when you slide back, the suspension works with you, like an extra push to help your front wheel launch up into the air. To hold a manual, you're going to need to find the balance point. This is where you do not need to shift your weight back or forth for the front wheel to stay up. When finding the balance point, you may find your weight go past it, so if you feel as if you may loop out, know that a tap of the rear brake will bring your front back down. But if you're trying to hold a manual, you should be using your body weight to balance and not the back brake. Unlike a wheelie, where if you're going too slow you can just pedal to speed up, with manuals you can't pedal, so you need to shift your weight around to maintain balance. Now that you know how to manual, it's important you understand when to and not to use it. This seems like an obvious topic, but I see people at the trails and on the internet trying to manual off drops while going 1 mile an hour. To manual off a drop properly, you should be going at a decent speed, not snail's pace. If you're in this situation, you should refer to the wheelie drop. This requires you to pedal to lift the front wheel. Like I said before with braking, to manual you need speed. With wheelies you can generate your own speed. So once you've got manuals down, go try practice wheelie drops. That's it. I hope you found this helpful or at the very least entertaining. Thanks guys.